Hello and good morning. We're live on the Trade Decorator Festival. Today's our last day. I can't believe it's over so quickly. I'm really excited about this session. We've got a session for you from Paintshack. We've got Colin in the chat room ready to take your questions. So as you're watching, if you could hit the Q&A button and if you put any questions in there, Colin will get back to you. I can see that you're all ready to go this morning. There's loads of comments there in the chat box. That's fantastic. Feel free to comment as we go along. We do have a competition for this session. I think Colin's put a link up for the competition, which is running in Instagram. And what you need to do is keep your eyes peeled, count how many elephants there are in the session, and then bob over to Instagram at the end and put your answer in there. So without any further delay, here is the Paintshack session as promised.
Good afternoon, it's Colin from Paintshack and welcome to the Trade Decorator live event. We're going a bit like the Far Show, if you know the series. We've got some bits coming in and out. I'll do some introductions. Unfortunately we can't go live at the moment because we've had technical difficulties, so we're just pre-recording this part. So coming up first is the Fussy Blokes. See you soon.
Welcome guys, it's a nice Sunday afternoon in New Zealand. It's Peter and
Chris, also known like Two Fussy Blokes.
Yeah, so we'll be kind of trying to introduce ourselves, tell you guys a little bit about ourselves and what we do, why we're doing it. So we hope you're gonna really enjoy the next few minutes of the video and get to know us a little bit, I guess.
And see who we are, why we came up with Two Fussy Blokes rollers.
What's behind it, pretty much,
yeah.
And what's driving us forwards with the whole venture here.
So yeah, so I'm, as I said, my name is Chris, and I originally come from Poland, pretty much same as Peter. So we're both Polish. I've been living in New Zealand for the last 22 years.
Yeah, for me it's sort of very similar, because you've been 22, I've been 17, 18 years in New Zealand, so pretty much half of our lives we've been here.
That will be most of my adult life.
Yeah,
I lived in New Zealand.
So possibly we could call ourselves New Zealanders at this stage, but our background is definitely, yes, we are Polish and we have European roots. And coming to what we do, basically, we've known each other for a long time, 16, 17 years. But one day we were actually in Australia and we were painting my dad's new place, and we found it.
I think did your dad picked up the rollers? Or?
Yeah,
because we didn't buy them.
Yeah, one of the shops. Anyway, it's not really important, but the roller we were using basically it struck us so much better than what we've actually been. I was used to it working with in New Zealand, so. We're sort of like over a few beers thinking, man, when we come back to New Zealand, we should let's do something about it, because it's just...
So pretty much we went on a journey of developing our own products and, testing that's been like... we're never happy with any sample of fabric that we've received.
Yeah, so where we started, basically, it was a journey of almost 2 years when we were getting a lot of samples from different factories, different places, trialing it, and there was a lot of things that were just less than average, so it was horrible stuff. So got us to the conclusion that at some point, no, we can't just get the product, we just to actually make the product.
We didn't want to commercialialize the product, it was just for your company pretty much having something to start with.
For start, yeah, definitely that was the case. But it's very quickly developed into the thing that once we actually had that one factory where we were happy with and we were adjusting the fabric and making it better and better, we're sort of like, well, if we're going to have that good roller, we might as well do something with it.
Not many people want to work with us because they called us that we're too fussy. So yeah, that's pretty much where
the whole story starts.
The name starts.
There was a guy in one factory
of us, so.
who were coming back to him like, 10 times, 15 times, tweaking, changing the fabric material, and he was like, guys, I don't have a time for this. It's just like taking
too fussy,
too long.
yeah.
Yeah, too fussy, taking just too long. So, you know.
But he cracked it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we were 100% happy with the product, and then we went into a kind of a branding stage where we started, you know, thinking how we were gonna pack it. So we didn't want to use any plastic.
But that came a little bit later into a journey, because the primarily was all about actual products. So we were focusing, you know, how good the roller needs to be and what we want to achieve with it. But then we soon really realized that as a business, we're not going to survive with the roller in a plastic packaging, because no one's going to recognize it. So
I want to, you know, stand out as well, because everyone puts everything in a plastic, and we've got kids as well, so we kind of want to address the, you know, the overuse of plastic in the world.
yeah, just be a bit different in essence. So yeah, guys. So you know, when we actually were ready to start selling the product, when we had actual products manufactured and all that, you know, we started knocking on quite a few doors to get our product.
Pretty much everyone.
Well, pretty much everyone in New Zealand, and there was only one place we actually they wanted us was
Guthrie Barrow, New Zealand.
Yeah, Guthrie Barrow, New Zealand.
Big shout out to you guys. Thank you for your support.
And that's how it all started. And yeah, coming to actually UK markets, how it came all about was who was it?
There was a painter, I think, that used to use our rollers in New Zealand, and he went back to England and
so
went to Paintshack, to Steve from Paintshack,
he
our
approached
current
the
distributor.
guys from Paintshack, Steve and Colin, who are actually our current distributors for the UK. Thanks guys for your support and great work you're doing for us. So yeah, and then that sort of thing developed over last couple of years.
Yeah, so pretty much after we talked to Steve and Colin from Paintshack, we sent some samples to UK. Those twin packs that some of you probably used it and liked it. And then yeah, we pretty much the reach through the social media was really
yeah, there
good.
was like a big spike in February.
Yeah, we get this buzz kind of going on the social media, especially Twitter for the UK.
That was pretty big hype.
And then yeah, we just started from there and going to you know, Keith Butler from Butler and Dunn, our Irish distributor, started selling in Ireland, and it's doing really well there. And you know,
yeah, so like basically what we're trying to achieve, guys, is having distributors who actually have passion for painting. Like all of you watching this, probably, you know, you in your own rights, you are passionate about what you do, your painting and your jobs and stuff, and that's basically our main rule, to look for someone anywhere we're going to be selling.
It's not about just money and
it's not just about the coin and stuff.
And
it's all about the passion behind it and what can we do. So yeah, so you'll probably see us more than less, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much what.
And then we went on to the you know, South Korea as well. So it's the product is selling really there.
And we're growing, because it'll be Australia, it'll be Poland, Bulgaria.
So you see us, you know, in more countries. So, but again, we selecting our business partners or distributors based on, you know, passion, I guess. That's number one, and yeah.
In terms of product, guys, so obviously most of you guys know our mini rollers, which are very, very popular, especially 5mm. But this is not what we do in terms of product. We do a lot more. Like in New Zealand, we've got a full range available, all sizes.
So
much.
If you go onto our website and our products, you'll see the full range of products that we have, and it's not only mini rollers, which we pretty much we're only selling in the UK.
Oh yeah, there's few stores that carry the 9 inches, but they obviously haven't been rolled out in a big fashion like we did with the minis. But yeah, definitely 9 inches are coming up, and there'll be Dacron 10mm, microfiber 15mm, 10mm, and we're going to be doing a lot more stuff that you're going to actually recognize what those rollers are and what kind of projects you can use them on. But also there'll be a rollout for 12 inches, 14 inches, and very exciting to see the little mini frame that we will be releasing.
And also let us know what products you want us to bring in, because for example for Korea we'll be manufacturing 7mm microfiber. If you guys want it, let us know
if there's
in the
any
comments or
ideas,
send us an email.
Any ideas of products that possibly we could even, introduce
make your life easier, we're here, you know.
It is pretty sad, guys. We won't be joining you this year for the P&D show. We're always looking forward to the November when we're flying to UK and seeing you guys in person. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because of the obvious reasons of the bloody COVID. But
that's kind of thanks to the creative people out there. It's a virtual event now, so
we can still have a chat, not personally, but obviously we can connect with you guys and keep in touch, I will say. And
so pretty much this year, Steve and Colin from Paintshack, they will be representing to Fussy Blokes.
So thanks to you guys for all the hard work behind the scenes to make that happen, and hopefully next year, as we said, we will be able to join you again and meet you in person. But in the meantime,
any questions you've got, you can always contact Colin or Steve from Paintshack. They will talk to you about the products. We are here
by
as well.
By any means, we're available on social media as well.
Same for Keith in Ireland. If you guys would like to stock our products or find out a bit more about our products, contact with our amazing distributors.
Yeah, so and in coming months you will see that definitely will be more product available in UK. Like we always say, any questions, if you're not sure about anything,
we're always here.
We're always here, and we'll be able to explain to you why the product is there and what the product is for. So, but basically, the awesome guys from Paintshack, Colin and Steve, will be your basically first port of call. And yeah, we're here always for you guys. So take care. All right. So cheers to you guys.
See you guys.
Hi guys, we're the Speeds. This is Dustin. I'm Christine, and we own Speed Painting Incorporated based in Texas. We have been selling our door and cabinet painting systems to painters throughout the United States and Canada for many years. And in 2018, we partnered with the Paintshack to bring our products to all of you. So check them out. They will set you apart from the rest. Take care. Cheers.
Cheers.
Back here at Paintshack, two decorators and the microphone. Is here with Steve, the better half of the Paintshack crew, and he's going to run us through a few of the products that are sort of their bread and butter, run-of-the-mill products that they sell almost every day. Is that right, Steve?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so just the main products that we do. Just run through exactly what they do, where you can use them. Probably start with the half primer. So the whole reason Paintshack exists, you know, it's in my opinion, best primer undercoat, adhesion primer undercoat you can buy. You know, it sticks to absolutely everything. It's easy to use, whether you brush roller or spray. It dries very, very quickly, 2 to 4 hours, and you're ready to go on normal conditions. Plastics, PVC, windows, melamine, galvanized, you know, it will stick to absolutely everything.
You're forgetting the most important one.
What wood?
MDF. It sticks to that like poo to a blanket. I've not known anything that sticks to that more. It's brilliant.
One coat, you know, over MDF, the opacity is incredible. It really does blow most things out of the water. It's fully tintable as well, which most people aren't aware of. So any colour you want the top coat, we can tint the half primer to as well. So 750ml, 2.5, so the tintable. If you want a bigger size, we do keep 10 litres in white as well. Yeah, it's one of the items that's part of the bundle deal, so the bulk deal.
And what you've got to remember is it's not an undercoat, it's an adhesion primer. It's a mistake I made for ages, thinking it was like an undercoat, expecting it to cover. And it does cover, but it's not an undercoat, is it? It's an adhesion primer.
It's an adhesion primer undercoat. Well, it's all in one, so you know it will do everything. You can use it over old yellow, you know, gloss or solvents, you know, to whiten it up. The whiteness of it is good, the opacity of it is good, and to be honest with you, if you're using it with the PU range, then you can even mix it together if you want to do a 50-50, and it will boost the opacity of the PU satin.
So if you were doing that, what would be the sort of, what's the correct procedure if you're using like PU satin and half prime together?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a 3-coat system, isn't it?
It is a 3-coat system internally. We're always going to say 4 coats outside, 2 primers and 2 top coats, because you need that build thickness to give you the life expectancy and the durability. But internally, you know, you're going over a rough work where you've had to sand and prep and fill, then a neat half primer. Personally, 50-50 mix, intermediate coat, mid coat, and then a neat top, and that gives you a really nice finish. The mix will vary. Everyone will have a different ratio where they think is better. I know Cole likes 70-30, and you know, and everything in between. So it's really about finding the way that it works best for you, whether you want more shine or more opacity in your intermediate coat. So,
and then are we going to get into the sort of chemistry of warming up the paint before you apply it? Is that something you want to talk about or not?
It varies. Everybody's different. Warming the paint up basically gives you more viscosity. It basically, instead of thinning the product down, if you warm it up, you achieve the same goal. So yes, warming it up is always going to work. Personally, I think you should use it the way that the data sheets state, which is room temperature.
Why would you do that?
Well, yeah, I know. Room temperature, 20 degrees, 5% water, and that will give you the best thing. If you want it, if it's cold, then warm the paint up. Yeah, if it's a winter's day, it's been in the van, then warming the paint up is always going to be better than thinning it, because once the paint does get warm, it will be too thin if you add water to it. So there are pluses and minuses to both.
So that's pretty much half prime covered.
Yeah.
Is it halved?
You
say potato, I say potato.
I've always said half primer.
It's the fucking Vetishel's father.
Yeah, I mean, Caparol's got some weird and wonderful names. It just kind of does. None of them mean anything, not even in German, to be honest with you. They're all just made up names. So, yeah, it's just, you got to get used to them. Once you use them, it's fine. So probably...
And it is well worth getting used to their names, because they are really good products. Moving on to...
PUs.
Satin?
Yeah, so the PU, it's a little bit of a Marmite product. There's a few people out there that haven't got on with it. There's a lot of people that do and love it. It's a polyurethane, pure water base. It's not a hybrid, it won't yellow. You can use it on wood and metal, inside and out. And it's a hard wearing top coat compared to standard acrylics, satins that you can buy from the brands that we all know. It's much tougher. It's more than suitable. It's perfect for kitchen cupboards, reworks. It's a very, very good, very, very tough product. Sprays, brushes and rolls. It comes in 3 versions. So you've got the PU matte, which is what we would call eggshell. We've got PU satin, which is by far the most popular, and it is only 20% sheen, so it's quite a low sheen satin. And then you've got the PU gloss, which is about 65% sheen. The satin and the gloss are internal and external for wood and metal, and the PU matte is internal only for wood and metal. But again, tintable, 750ml, 2.5s in colours. We keep the satin in 10s for white as well.
And again, if we're going with this 3-coat system, what would be your recommended way of using them? Putting the half prime on first?
Yeah, the half primer,
I'm sorry, I'm more or less about the drying times in between, because that makes quite a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, so the half primer is generally internal 2 to 4 hours. If you're outside and it's cold and it's wet or it's damp, then it's going to take longer, anything up to 12 hours. Internally, 2 to 4 hours for the half primer, 4 to 6 hours for the top coat, and you're good to go.
The normal way we've been using it is to put the half primer on, then do a mixed coat of the half and the satin on one day, and then go back the following day when it's had overnight to cure off, and then put the full top coat of satin. Is that right? Yeah,
that's right. And just denib. You don't have to sand it back to where you started, which, is a habit of old and a lot of generation decorators. We do the bulk deal as well on the whites. So we do the half primer and the satin. You can buy multiples, 2 if you buy 1 of each or 2 of the same for 30 quid. No matter how many you buy, up from that you get 30 quid including the VAT for a 2.5. We can't do it on colours, I'm afraid, because they are a little bit more. But yeah, so, and that is what we, our biggest seller. We sell more of the bulk deal, the whites, than we do of anything else.
And can you get this in 10 or not? Or is it just 2.5s?
The satin you can get in 10s, but only in white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, the thing with the half primer and the satin is, get it on. The whole point of half primer being an adhesion primer undercoat is you don't need to scratch the surface up too much to get it on. It will literally stick to, chemically and mechanically stick to pretty much all surfaces, with very little prep. It just needs to be clean and dry, just basic prep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I think these two together work in a pretty good combination, don't they? There's never too many problems with them at all. And then I've found it's worked really well.
They're not, they've been around for years. It's not like they're new products. I mean, both of them have been around probably for 15, 20 years. The technology's just taken a while to get over to the UK. As with everything, we're just behind.
Yeah.
This stuff's been around in Europe for a long time.
And should we move on to what you've got on your side, Dan and Steve?
Yeah, so we thought we'd talk about the 2 biggest selling emulsions for us. We got the Amphibolin, which is a minefield to explain. Every time I explain it, it changes because it just does so much stuff. It's a matte finish. It's a 10% sheen. It can be used on all surfaces, inside and out. It can be used as a masonry, as an emulsion. It's perfect for bathrooms. It's perfect for your exterior garage wall. Breeze block brick, you know, it will go onto wood without a primer. It will stick to galvanised. It's brilliant for blacking out offices, industrial units. You know, you can paint. We've got customers that paint superstores. Absolutely everything in the superstore, inside and out with it. You know, it's fully tintable. It's a good price. Yeah, it's a great product. The only thing I wouldn't recommend you used it on is bare plaster, and that I'd just say use a contract first, because it's not overly breathable. So you need to put a product that will soak in and seal the surface first. But other than that, it's pretty much your go-to for every job.
It's one of those products that you need a tub of that in your van, because it will just get you out of all sorts of problems.
Get a towel. Yeah, I mean,
the only thing you can't really do with it, as I found out, is thin it too much. You can't.
yeah, it doesn't like to be thinned.
No,
it's pretty much straight out of the tub, 5%. If you're spraying, you may get away with 10, but you don't lose the properties, you lose the opacity. In white, with all whites these days, the opacity is not quite as good as colours, but in colours it's immense. So, you know, yeah, very, very good. It's stain resistant, it's scrub resistant, it's durable, it's moisture resistant, it's mould resistant. It is, you know, it is just a brilliant all-rounder.
And unlike other paint manufacturers, they actually do tell you what the scrub rating is, don't they? They've got tests and they've got figures that they publish to say.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's a tough product, and it was originally designed as a masonry paint, so it had to have all the qualities of what you expect from a masonry. You know, it had to be weather resistant, it had to be elastomeric to cope with expansion and contraction. But they very quickly realised it was just so much better than what they originally created it for.
And this is the only product that I've found that you can put on distemper and it will hold it back. It just sticks. I don't know what it is in there, but you can find
Yeah.
distemper, put it on there, and it just seals it up a treat. And I don't know why or what. It's just got some magical element in it. But yeah, distemper is the only thing that.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing, because if you read the data sheet's 9 pages long, and Caparol have really extensively researched the product, as in testing and productivity, as you say. They've done pretty much every test. Even there's one of the pages covers the adhesion and elastomeric properties after it's been painted onto how stretchy it is.
Thank you.
So once they've been painted it onto glass. And how it didn't crack or debond. So, you know, they really have. It's a proper tried and tested product. And again, it's been around and been in the Caparol portfolio for probably the best part of 30 years.
Yeah. So if you've got Zinza in your van and thinking that'll get you out of a few spots, you want to get some of that, because that will definitely get you out of the Zinza spots and more, won't it?
Yeah, I mean, even a matte finish on wood. If you want the walls and woodwork, the customer wants the walls, woodwork, and radiator in a matte, all in the same finish, and they want a matte finish, then you could use Amphi-Berlin. You literally, you know, it is the most universal product you'll find. That's in relation, it's a matte emulsion. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it is. Like I say, it is like, I don't know, it's just brilliant. Finally, then we've got what we've got.
So
last of all,
last but not least is Premium Clean. So Premium Clean is a relatively new product. Came out about 10 years ago. When I first saw Premium Clean, it was at the Expo, the paint show in Germany, and Caparol being Caparol, they built an entire house as their stand, and every room they had, as you would,
yeah.
and you had different products. And Premium Clean was brand new, and they were very, very proud of it. And they were basically getting you to smear tomato ketchup and red wine or whatever, mustard, all over the walls, and then they would just wipe it off. And then they would leave stuff on, and we've done tests ourselves to know that this is true. We've done tests where we put red wine, mustard, biro, crayon, all in the same patch, and wiped and cleaned off and left on
and
to dry.
The customers have been in the shop.
yeah, and it's a 6% sheen. It's for walls only. It's incredible. It's tougher than Amphi-Berlin. It's harder wearing. It's a flatter sheen. It's a bulletproof product. As a single pack emulsion for hall stairs and landing. If you've got kids, dogs, and pets, Premium Clean. There isn't anything that gets any tougher.
And it's for interior and exterior?
No, just interior. So interior, interior walls, plaster walls, but it is the toughest wall emulsion, single pack wall emulsion you'll ever find in a matte finish.
And what's the scrub rating for it? Because
it's beyond scrub rating. So it's beyond the class 1. It passed the toughest test, which was over 2,000 scrubs. It lost less than 1 micron of a material, so there was no. It was what they call not sacrificial. There was no sacrifice made to for the wall to become clean again. You basically removed the removed the foreign body.
Sauce.
It removed the foreign body rather than material to clean the wall. So you didn't get any polishing or shining. Tinting, it does let itself down slightly. It's only available in light to medium colours. We can't do dark colours. It's because there's too much colourant and therefore the paint can't perform or do the job that it needs to do. So Caparol decided that they wouldn't produce it in dark colours because it wouldn't do what it needed to do.
So this would be ideal for like commercial kitchens or...
Yeah, even in the data sheet, estates, commercial kitchens, hotels, anywhere where you've got high traffic, high volume of wear, or corridors, hospitals, all that sort of stuff. It's recently now available in 2.5 litres, 5s and 12.5s. So it's a little bit more, better range of sizes now than it was.
Okay, well I think we've done quite well. We've gone through like the core range of what you do.
Yeah, I think the main products.
To add there, Steve? Or?
I mean, there's so much more. I mean, there's hundreds of products, and you could probably even talk about the ones that we have more. But I think it's a good guide to what Caparol is and does, and yeah.
So the best thing to do is look at your website, which is
paintshack.co.uk.
There you go.
was the heated hose you just saw, the H126, just showing how the viscosity changes with the temperatures. And now we're just going on to the HP30, where we're using Caparol SXL spray plaster. And we'll just be showing with Pavel the thickness we can achieve with the spray system. Just a little bit of setting up the machine and cleaning up, and just some spray techniques. So it's coming up right now. Thank you.
Installing the products is really easy, and you'll not need the help of a professional. All you need is an angle grinder, a pen, a ruler, a metal wire brush, a toothed trowel, a level, and glue. We recommend that you use protective equipment, gloves and protective goggles. As we have a variety of shapes and shades in each box, we recommend that before beginning the installation, you mix the products from several boxes as to have a harmony of shapes and colours. Placing the stones without gluing gives you a better feel as how the final wall will look and helps you make better placement choices. Before beginning the installation, check that your support is dry and in good condition. Mark your stone for cutting and cut it using an angle grinder on the back to avoid chipping. Begin the installation from a corner. Apply the glue to the wall and to the back of the stone, then place it on the wall using a back and forth movement. For better adherence, we recommend that you scratch the back of the stones using a wire brush. Use a level to assure that the rows are straight. When beginning a new row, place the stone with an offset relative to the stone below. This will improve the appearance of the finished wall and create a more natural look. After finishing the installation, we recommend using a water and oil repellent spray in order to facilitate the maintenance of the stones.
I'm back again. Thanks very much for your time watching us today. That's my phone, that's my mum. Thanks very much for your time. Don't forget, count all the elephants that you see here on the cans, and we've got a very nice prize. So have a good guess at it, or slow it all down and catch all the elephant pictures as you can. Thank you very much for your time, and thanks for Anthony, and thanks Paula for letting us do this, and thanks to all our Fussy Blokes and everyone else that's involved, the Speeds as well, for their lovely message to everybody, and thanks all our customers for supporting us now. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Thanks, guys. That was an absolutely brilliant show. I totally enjoyed it, and I'm sure everybody else has too. Apologies for the screen at the beginning. The full screen will be on the website. If you go onto Trade Decorator website, you'll be able to count the elephants on there. So sorry for that little error. Thanks, Colin. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, everybody that took part. And thanks, everybody, for joining us.